On item 1 on the first exam of fall 2014, we have 4 different forces applied to this plane. These 4 forces are concurrent, and we're asked to find the resultant of those 4 forces. That means that we're trying to find the magnitude and the direction of the resultant. Right, so I've redrawn the 4 forces in a established coordinate system with their directions noted as well as their magnitudes, and so all we need to do here, and probably the most straightforward way to do this, is to look at this component system approach. So we'll look at the x component sum. In other words, we're going to sum up all of those x components. Now, one thing that is absolutely crucial here is that we indicate the direction that we're going to take as positive for the calculation itself. And when I look at this, I see a 1,000 going to the left, I see a component of the 1,500 going to the left, and a very small piece that's going to go to the right. So I'm going to take to the left as positive in that calculation. And that means that I'll have a plus 1,000 plus 1,500, and then this will be opposite of the 30-degree angle, so that's sine of 30 to give me that x component, and then a minus 500. And although it doesn't matter with 45 degrees whether we take sine or cosine, I'll get the same one. Technically, the way I've got it measured or drawn out here, I would want the opposite of the 45-degree angle that's marked, so that would be sine of 45 degree. And when you work that out, you'll end up with 1,396, and that positive number means consistent with the direction that is positive in that equation, which means to the left. So therefore 1396 to the left. All units in pounds as noted above. Okay, we'll do the same thing for the y component, and here I'm going to take downwards as positive, and so we'll have then the component from force 1, the 500, acting downwards times cosine 45 degrees plus 2,000 acting downwards. Of course, 1,000 has no vertical component at all, and then we got the vertical component of the 1,500, which is going the up direction in the equation. That's a minus, and that'll be cosine of 30 degrees, and that will equal 1,054. There again, that positive number indicates that that's in the positive direction, which in the equation is downwards. Okay. So that'll give us the individual components. Now let's find the resultant magnitude. And of course, our resultant is just square root of the sum of the squares of the individual components. And so we'll have square root of 1396 squared plus 1054 squared, and that is going to be 1,749 pounds approximately. And or you might, depending on what you carry through, you might get 1,750 for that number. We need to also find its angle or direction, and since we have then a horizontal magnitude to the left of 1396 and a vertical magnitude 1054, then our resultant R shows up there, and what we're trying to calculate then is this angle in here, call it alpha. Alpha equal inverse tangent of opposite over adjacent, and that will give us an angle that is excuse me, about 37.1 degrees. So a final answer then, that would be expressed as our resultant of all four forces is going to equal about 1749 or 1750 pounds from the negative x-axis going downwards at 37.1 degrees.